in new gear this year, and she's showing the academic results to prove it. We know the quiet hours she's put in.
Tom is thriving. He's really settled into his new boarding house, made great friends. I mean, he talks too much, but I imagine that comes as a little surprise to you.
Her hockey is impressive, and the county call-up was completely deserved. She made us all very proud that day.
His success with the debating team has definitely boosted his confidence in the classroom as well.
But the most obvious
And the most important thing
is that she's very happy at Worth.
is that he is very happy at Worth.
Welcome to East Grinstead Hockey Club, Sunday afternoon, the 12th of March, and EG men will now host Brooklands men in the England Hockey Premier League. Thanks to those of you returning. I'd like to say especially welcome Dean. Always good to see you online. As you say, we'll hopefully not have any interruptions this week. We did a great live stream yesterday as our ladies won 3-2 against Beeston in the championship finals match. Both teams are warming up, as you can see. Yet again, it's a bitterly cold day. I think the weather has been conspiring against us for 2 or 3 seasons now, so let's hope that we have better weather next season. We'll be back shortly with the team lineups. If you can hear the crackling noise, that is not interference. That is the beginnings of some rain, so hopefully it will not be too bad for us today. So, in terms of team lineups for Brooklands, University of Manchester, we have Jack Christian in goal, goalkeeper. Nick Hale, number 2. Number 3, Daniel Vincent. Number 4, Alex Holmes. Number 6, Andrew Rusbridge. Number 7, Kyle Shukla. Number 8, Hamish McKittrick. Number 11, Richard Slater. Number 12, Finn Ward. Number 16, Peter Flanagan. Number 17, Stephen Ray Hills. Number 19, Aidan Cares. Number 20, Michael Parham. Number 21, Ben Wallace. For Brooklands, the manager is Neil Flanagan and the coach is Aidan Cares. In the East Grinstead lineup, we have Richard Curtis in goal. Number 1. Number 5, Daniel Faulkner. 8, Lewis Prosser. 10, Tom Crowson. 11, Charles Taylor. 12, Sam Hatherley. 13, Finn Boothroyd. 14, Johnny Fleck. 15, Simon Faulkner. 16, Ben Mackey. 17, Luke Mobley. 18, Ali Clift. 19, Ollie Lander. 20, Malcolm Curley. 21, Michael Wood. 22, Ross Stott. And on the East Grinstead management side, we have Dave Beckett as the coach, Rory Britton as the manager, Joe Oddie as assistant coach. today for umpires we have Will Champness and AD Green. The match official is David Rigby. We'll be back again shortly. As you can see, teams are quite way advanced now in their pre-match warm-up. Thanks for the 2 likes so far. As you know, we like to get our likes. More likes that we get, the better it is for everybody. YouTube learns people who like hockey, and it learns to put hockey in people's YouTube feed. Some of the spectators just beginning to arrive. Hope that we'll get some good support today with the East Grinstead faithful, the EG faithful, no doubt singing very loudly. Brooklands have brought their banner. I think you might just be able to see it just in line with the halfway line on the far end of the pitch. Although they've obscured the East Grinstead name, they've kindly managed to avoid our important sponsors. So great to see Brooklands bringing their paraphernalia with them as well. EG practicing their short corners, a small-sided game. Brooklands doing some 1-2 activities, just heading up to the D to practice their shooting, mercilessly pulling their goalkeeper apart ahead of the game. Welcome to those who have just joined us in the last few minutes. Be great if you give us a like, a subscribe, and then hit the bell button, and you'll get notifications of future EG live streams. We have a live stream next Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock UK time. That will be East Grinstead ladies in their final home game of the season against University of Birmingham. And the men's final live stream home match of the season will be on Saturday the 25th of March, and that will be against Exeter University. These final waves of games obviously pretty key, determining who will fight for the championship title and who will remain in the Premier League. If you go to our YouTube channel, you'll be able to see there's a highlights video from yesterday's game. A couple of minutes of highlights. EG ladies went 2-0 down in the first quarter, and then gradually came back to win the game 3-2. Goals from Sophie Bray, Alex Maltzer and Tess Howard. In fact, all three goals were signature goals, I'd say, from those three stars, and really a fantastic performance if you were to ignore the first 15 minutes. Let's hope East Grinstead men are able to start the game better today than the women and finish as strongly. Both teams currently applauding Will Champness. Today is his 200th Premier League umpiring duty. Will actually, as a former junior from East Grinstead Hockey Club, was here for many, many years, and I believe that he was chairman also of Lewis Hockey Club, also in Sussex. Big hockey playing family, and his whole family has had historically a major positive impact on East Grinstead and Lewis hockey, so a real key part of the Sussex hockey family, and critically both EG and Lewis. So today being his 200th game, I'm sure he'll be looking to have a good one.
Good afternoon. You are here with myself, Tom. I also have Josh sitting to the left of me. Welcome to St Hill for an afternoon of hockey. It's a little bit overcast compared to this morning, but it will make for a great atmosphere here at St Hill. Will we get going? Pushback is moments away. So as we're about to get underway, Josh, Welcome. It's your first time commentating today, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, this is my first time commentating. Been roped in 2 days ago. On late notice.
Well, here we go, and we are off. So, playing early on because EG win a foul here, getting themselves set up.
The boys will be looking to ease their way into the game today.
So as we know today, if EG do manage to win the game, then they will be safe from the relegation from this part of the Hockey League. So this is Phase 3, first game of Phase 3. I believe Brooklands are already confirmed to be relegated. It's about who else is going to go into that relegation match. So hopefully EG can get the job done here today, and then they won't have to worry for the next couple of games. So Josh, you've been playing in this team a lot recently. How does it feel amongst the team? How's the atmosphere in the squad?
There's quite a buzz about the squad at the moment. Team's feeling good, training well, pumped up for these games. We're looking to get obviously secure off the win early so that we can relax and build for next season.
The faithful out in force again today at the top of the hill, which I'm sure you can see on the far side of your screen. Come rain or shine, and the faithful are out here supporting East Grinstead. So I'm sure we'll hear them throughout the match today. Ali Cliff making his way down the left-hand side of the pitch, plays the ball back out to Simon Faulkner, plays it over to his brother Dan. And Sam Hatley is on the right-hand side over there for EG today. EG keeping the ball here, playing the ball around nice and quickly. Brooklands sitting on the half-court press here, making it very congested. That's a great pick on behind the aerial there. Good foul for EG to win here. Ali Cliff making his way down the left. Lovely into Tom Croson's unfortunate touch, and Brooklands break away with the ball here. Brooklands breaking down the left hand. Faulkner doing well to close down the ball there. As a defender, Josh, in that position, what are you aiming to do if they're breaking through there? What are you, as you a defender, where do you want to make them play?
Well, it depends on what the team's trying to do. It depends what shape we're in. Sometimes we're looking to collapse and put lots of pressure on the player, or sometimes we're looking to force them to choke the ball down the line and pass it to one of our players. It depends on where we're trying to go.
Ben Mackey into the circle here. Oh, unfortunate touch from Charlie Taylor. It does see a Brooklands 16. Early promising signs for East Grinstead. They're playing the ball around nicely here, getting some good possession in some important areas.
It's nice to see the EG boys looking nice and aggressive into the D. It's been a couple of weeks where we haven't had that intent, and at the moment it's looking good.
Yeah, good start for the lads here. Got to keep that intent up. You've got to keep the press nice and fluid. Lewis Prosser receiving the ball on the right-hand side here. Not much got space to go, so he's playing the ball back to Dan. Hopefully they'll play it around the back here. There's space on this left-hand side if they can find it. Getting the ball stolen off him in the middle there. Brooklands could break away here if they're quick. EG have got back behind them. Brooklands making good progress down the right-hand side. Again, EG's defensive pace there has managed to get them back into a better position. Charlie Taylor with a little bit of space in the middle here, driving forwards towards, can he find Finn Boothroyd? That's an unfortunate pass, and that's just off the baseline. Good. Again, good signs from EG early on here, playing the ball nice and quickly, getting in towards the Brooklands circle. So one of the big talking points at the moment in England hockey is the aerial rule. Josh, in the aerial rule, what does it feel like as a player out there at the moment?
At the moment, there's a lot of confusion about it. Sometimes we don't know whether to step on the man or whose ball it could be. Changes from game to game. I know there is a bit of misunderstanding. England hockey are definitely working their way to make more understanding across the team, the players and the umpires. So it's getting a bit easier as the games go on.
A bit of clarity, I completely agree. Just then we can all play the same rules here. So it'll be interesting to see how the umpires deal with that challenge today and how they consistently blow the foul. A bit of an incident. Looks like Dan Faulkner is just down here. He's taking a bit of a whack from that last challenge. Let's see if he's okay to continue. Brooklands play from the long corner. They play out. They play out to this right-hand side, closest to you. Playing a ball dangerously into the circle. That's a fantastic effort on the reverse for the deflection. A good save by Richard Curtis early on then. It'll be okay to get that out of the way nice and early.
The ball comes across the left side to Addy Clift, who's going to look to progress up the pitch.
Brooklands half-court press really working well for them here, congesting the middle of the pitch, making it difficult for EG to make progress. Great tackle there from Malcolm. Well secured here by EG. A bit of a messy section there in the middle, but EG come out with the ball. They retain some control. They retain a little bit of possession, and they can really start to work the ball around here. Brooklands playing very in congested area here. They've done well to keep possession of the ball. The EGs, that's an unfortunate foot conceded there by Ali Cliff just in front of the dugouts, which again, Brooklands choose not to take quickly. Well, it's a fantastic effort on the floor there, trying to feed the ball through, but they do lose the ball, which means Malcolm Curley coming away with it. That's a good tackle from Brooklands there in the centre of the pitch. Stop Ben Mackey possessing of the ball. Okay, the umpire's given a foul there for a push on the back, so it's a Brooklyn ball just outside the EG 25. EG needs to push out here if they can. They're letting the Brooklands come onto them a little bit. Brooklands not happy with that decision, thinking about where he was going into the circle there. I believe the umpire's brought it back for a double foul, which is the right call. Great pick up here by Luke Mobley. Driving down this left-hand side, he's getting his head up. Is there somebody that's going to lead off him? Charlie Taylor receives the ball. An unfortunate effort on the backhand. It's quite a difficult one to keep down, that one, is it, Josh? Especially on running at full speed on the backhand.
Yeah, running at full power on the backhand, you're always off balance. It's always a difficult ball to deliver, especially as you know how easy it is to lift a backhand, getting underneath that ball.
Yeah, as we saw there, it's almost too easy, isn't it? Especially at full speed. As you'll see, some of the players today being able to hit the backhand off both their left and right foot, which is extremely high-level skill to have.
It's incredibly important in today's game, being able to hit the backhand off of both feet, as you never know which one you're going to be able to set up for, especially in today's high-paced game.
I completely agree with you, Josh. Absolutely, especially in the circle, being able to hit off both feet just gives you that extra dimension of getting another shot on target. Again, it just puts extra pressure on the opposing team. EG got possession of the ball down here, right down in their own. Oh, that's a big hit, and it has hit a foot, so the umpire's not decided that was dangerous. Is it aerial over the top? Again, here's that aerial rule that we were just talking about there. The umpire decides to want to let that one play. A bit of contact in the circle, bit scrappy. That's a big tackle there from Ali Cliff. The umpire said that the ball was taken cleanly, much to the dismay of some of the Brooklyn players. Same phase of play here. Getting very scrappy here from both teams. One team needs to get on the ball here, and then you need to look after it a little bit better. A few many double turnovers. And Josh, double turnovers do kill us, well, both teams, and with double turnovers, that is a hard one to come back from.
Double turnover is always the worst thing. You work so hard to win the ball, and then it coughs up straight away. It really kills the momentum in a game.
So the umpire is giving a short corner there for a foot. I believe that was Sam Hafley in the D, unfortunately taking a bit of a mistrap. And the umpire said it has hit his foot. So the first short corner of the day goes to Brooklands. Let's see. I expect this one's going to be a straight strike. What do you think, Josh? Straight strike for the first one?
Usually on the first one, teams tend to go for a straight strike, test out the keeper. You always want to see where they're going. Usually pick a side and go down there. You also want to see what the teams are running. Teams can run a 2-2, a 3-1 out, and that can definitely change what routines you'll play.
So everyone's set up for the first short corner. EG are just finishing getting all their protective gear on. That does take quite a while, considering how much there is.
Well, just imagine being stood in that goal with someone flicking at 100 miles an hour at you. You're going to want all the pads you can get, aren't you?
Oh, there's a mistrap's hit the body. But you're absolutely right, Josh. I've got to be honest, I do not fancy standing in front of there. You won't see me defending a short corner, that's for sure.
EG are on the break here. An overload situation. On the left. Delivered into Crowson. Ooh.
Ollie Lander, that's an unfortunate. It was a difficult angle. Again, going back to what me and Josh were saying, hitting off either foot there. It was a difficult angle for Ollie Lander to hit off his left foot. But again, good effort.
If he connected with that would have been beautiful, but very, very difficult.
Absolutely, especially in that backspace. I mean, that would have been a lovely goal. It was a really quick break from EG there. Hopefully it gives them a little bit of confidence now to be able to play the ball a little bit faster. EG just calmly playing the ball around the back here, doing a little poking and prodding to see where Brooklands are going to leave a gap. But they've got good control over the game here at the moment, especially in these sort of circumstances where they're playing the ball around the back. EG have had a lot of success from this, and here they go again down this left-hand side. That's an unfortunate good block from the Brooklands player, and they win the foul. So the meeting between these two sides, just slightly a couple of weeks ago in the season, was very tasty. Brooklands managed to go into the lead in that game, and there was goals in the first quarter. So we're hoping for much of the same today. Lots of goals, and ones for the spectators.
As you can see, Brooklands are sitting very deep in their press at the moment. They're almost inviting the ball over the halfway line, and then as soon as it comes down the side, they're sending everyone at the ball.
The umpire this side has given a foot. He's seen something in there. The other umpire hasn't. Another foul given away. Just gives EG another moment just to set themselves up and get back behind the ball, get their press going. Good intent here from EG, especially in the tackles, making sure that if they don't get the ball, they're making sure that it's difficult for the opposition player to receive the ball. Oh, that's a 50-50 challenge there, but the umpire has decided that Finn Boothroyd has used his arm to push over the Brooklands player. Now, contact's a big part of this level of the sport, don't you agree?
Yeah, contact's inevitable at this level. It's more about the physical sometimes than the skill. Almost everyone here has the same level of skill, and it's just who can get there first. Running that extra few meters makes a massive difference in this level of the game.
Absolutely, definitely. And the strength and the level of contact at this level of the sport is definitely a lot higher than what you would see necessarily on your normal Saturday league games. It's just how the umpires deal with that contact. Good aerial from Simon Thornton again. That's when we're talking about that aerial rule. That's where it comes into a little bit of question there, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, for me in that situation, I think that was rightfully an EG ball. The EG player was there first, and then the Brooklands player encroached on the space.
Good pick up by Simon Faulkner. Plays it into Ben Mack. Managed to turn face forward. Plays the ball all the way down into the corner. That's a great ball to Luke. Can we get the ball across goal here? That's unfortunate. That's a really, really good effort. Getting the ball into the right areas. But just a little bit too far. A little bit scrappy in the first quarter of this game, I must admit. There's 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. The game has been played at a really high intensity so far. Both teams wanting to go out and make sure that they get the 3 points today. Are we going to see a late goal in this quarter that could change the trajectory of this game? As we approach, Josh, what do you think Dave Beckett's team talk is going to be at this quarter time? What do you think that he will be telling his players?
I definitely think he's going to be telling the boys to be a bit more aggressive. Definitely get more numbers around the ball when the ball comes into the pocket. And going forward, we're definitely attacking down the left-hand side a lot. I think it might be good to change it up. Maybe try attacking down the right or even up the centre.
So I feel Brooklands' team talk is going to be very, very similar. I think that they have had some success down this right-hand side. So making sure that they are using both sides of the pitch, using the spaces available to them, may see them be a little bit more successful going into the second quarter. Brooklands have had the best chance of the game so far, so they're probably going into this quarter feeling a little bit more confident, all right, with coming out with getting some outcomes in the second.
Brooklands are definitely looking to spring on the counter though. Makes a big difference. It can put a lot of pressure on you as an outletting team when you know that all they're looking to do is pinch that ball and just go straight back at you. And
that is one of Brooklands' qualities, is that they are very strong and they are going for it. That's another ball into the circle, just picked up by a Brooklands player. I'm sorry for cutting me off. Got myself off there. But Brooklands, that's something Brooklands do really well. They do spring on the counter-attack. They're very physical. They are very good at playing quickly. That is a stick block from Ben Mackey. And that brings quarter time. That was a very, very fast-paced first quarter there from both teams. It'll be interesting to see as they come out in the second quarter. So it's started to rain here now at St Hill. The fine weather of this morning has definitely passed. And we're looking for a bit of an overcast last 3 quarters of the game here, which adds a few slips and spills, I'm sure, will be coming our way. A few extra chances due to the weather. Hopefully that will bring us some more goals. As the lads get ready for the second quarter, And here we go. We are off for the second quarter, and we can now hear the faithful in the background, getting the drum going, singing and backing up the boys hoping to see their team win out here today. Brooklands making progress down this right-hand side. He wins a foul just on the edge of the D here. It means everybody has to be 5, even inside the circle. The ball must go 5. That's a good skill. The umpires decide that hasn't gone 5 yards, and it's an EG hit out.
It's a good breakdown of play there from Dan Faulkner. You always want to keep them outside the D if you can, even if that means committing a foul on the edge of the D. You always want to stop short corners as much as possible, as that is probably the easiest way to score in the game at this day.
Especially at this level, Josh, every team has somebody who can flick the ball really hard and really accurately. Brooklands are no different, despite their league position. And that is a wayward pass that goes off the sideline. That's now an EG ball. A lot of running to do here from Brooklands due to an unforced error, which I'm sure many of their players won't be very happy about. Don't know about you, Josh, but that is always me passing off the sideline. I have a bad habit.
It's very easy to lose the ball like that,
You're too kind. You're too kind.
It's worse when there's no pressure, because everyone just looks at you and says, "What was that?"
A feeling I know well. Ben Mackey receives the ball just inside the Brooklands 25 here. Managed to make himself towards the circle, but trying to force it through 3 or 4 players there. Again, at this level, you're going to have people that can pick the ball very efficiently.
See there, we're looking to deliver the ball on the corners of the D. Ooh. Again, another reverse being lifted into the D. A very difficult skill, as we spoke about earlier.
Absolutely. Good area into the middle, taken down very good. Well backed by Johnny Fleck, winning the ball there, very good. And this is where it gets a little bit scrappy. We've seen in the game so far that the ball can't quite be under control. A few double turnovers. We've had a lot of possession down this left-hand side, still working well. Trying to find those connections in the circle, still not. Things are a little bit different for me, Josh, because obviously, as you know, I am a forward or playing midfield, and you're our defender, so I'm sure that we view the game a little bit differently.
Yeah. You can tell that when we play together in our Saturday games. I'm always sitting back, and Tom, you're always looking to go forward and be aggressive. I'm always thinking about that counter though. My mentality is, if you're not conceding, then you're a lot closer to winning the game.
And I'm the opposite. I've got to be honest, Josh, that I think scoring more goals than the opposition is more important.
So the same about saving more goals.
So hopefully that brings a little bit goals into this game as EG retain control and contain possession of the ball here. They move the ball down nice, and they move the ball down very well. Sam Hatley down the right-hand side. Just me and Josh were saying just before the quarter break that we'd like to see EG try and make their way down this right-hand side. Great 3D skills into the circle. Can we? Ooh. Oh, it's a long corner. Another good possession inside the circle for EG.
So the boys are definitely looking more comfortable as we grow into this game. There's a little bit of period in the first quarter where Brooklands looks to be quite dangerous. And
what a finish from Finn Boothroyd. Hopefully we are about to go to a replay to show you that goal again.
For the keeper to get to the ball.
Especially played at that pace, as you saw. The ball was hit in by Simon Faulkner at great speed here. But Ben Mackey again looking for another opportunity. That's not quite gone where he wanted to. But Ross Stott goes inside the circle, hits the ball across again. Ooh. Again, this is better from EG now. You can see that they've got the wind in their sails. and it's gone out for a long corner. This is another good spell of possession for EG. The faithful loving that goal as well.
Definitely tell you, from being on the pitch, having the faithful there makes a big difference to your confidence levels and how you play it. Hearing that noise from those boys is really helpful.
Oh, and they've won a short. That's a good phase of play there from East Grinstead, playing the ball into the round of the circle, finding that next layer and playing the ball into the D. I do agree with you, Josh. When I was lucky enough to play earlier in the season, having the lads sing your name especially, it just adds that extra 5 yards of pace, those couple of extra %, which can be, deciding the game.
It's always worse when you go away and you've got 5 or 6 people who know your name. You know you're getting it. I know I had it when I went extra away. I knew a couple of those boys from when I played with them in the past, and I tell you what, for the time I was on, I was having it. There was lots of chat coming my way. It made it very difficult when you're on the ball.
Experienced man like yourself, Josh, I'm sure you shrugged it off.
Tried to.
Okay, so as Brooklands are getting all their short corner defensive gear on here, and EG are setting up. Now, Josh, do you think it's going to be Simon Faulkner off the top here, or do you think it's going to be Charlie Taylor?
How about we find out?
It's out to the top. It's Charlie Taylor to flick, and it's a goal. Great flick from Charlie Taylor. What a phase of play here. And as we look back to the replay,
Such a difficult height as well. It's only 20 centimetres off the floor, but as a postman or a keeper, how can you get to that?
absolutely, especially when it's flicked at pace like that. I think it's very difficult to choose. A good flick, as we said previously on the short corners, that they are the easiest way to score, and that is just proven why. Now, going behind, Josh, is obviously always difficult in a game, no matter what game you're playing in. What do you think Brooklands' thought process here is going to be after going 2 goals down in quick succession?
It's difficult for Brooklands. They had a very good first quarter, I thought, picking the ball up. There wasn't very many deep penetrations from EG there, and especially as you're looking to play a half-court press and spring on the counter, you're absorbing all of that pressure, and going behind just adds on to that pressure. You've got a mountain to climb now.
Definitely. I think the game plan will definitely need to change from Brooklands, I think. They're sitting on the half isn't going to get them enough ball to be able to make considerable progress in the East Grinstead half.
Often people think that sitting in a half court is a very negative press, but actually it can be quite effective if you're looking to win the ball as soon as it comes in. You want to make sure that you are putting a lot of pressure on that ball where you can.
Like you said, Josh, the Brooklands' game plan today was to win that ball in that area and break forward in numbers. And the benefit of having a half court is that you do have numbers around the ball as soon as you win it. Going into the right-hand side, good stick skill, and he's given a corner. Although the Brooklands player did lose control of the ball, the umpires felt that he was impeded. I can't see which player that is or who gave away the foul at the moment. But the umpire has given a short corner.
Brooklands seems to be talking quite deeply about this one, not as if they're not sure what to do here.
I definitely feel that there is a play coming here from Brooklands, an alternative short corner than going straight down the middle, I feel.
Having a routine on a corner obviously gives you a big advantage, because look how many players the Brooklands have there now. 7 players against EG's 5. It's a big overload here, and moving the ball around always moves the keeper around and can create lots of space for you.
It does make you wonder, doesn't it, Josh, that not scoring with that many players around the circle every time. It goes out to the top. It's a straight strike. We do not see that very often. There's another strike. Good save, double save from Richard Curtis. And the umpire has given a re-award. And the ball was quite clearly out in play there. So I feel the umpire is very quick to blow the whistle. But he has given the re-award. It it is another short corner for Brooklands. End up in a bit of a mess, so I'm sure the umpire's made the right call there. So we set up for another short corner here. Brooklands whip it out to the top. It is going to be a flick behind, but it's not gone according to plan. And Mike Wood breaks down the right-hand side, plays it into Johnny Fleck. There is a big overload here, but Johnny Fleck is just a little bit too slow on the ball, and which unfortunately. Oh, and they've won a foul. This could be another opportunity for EG to go forward quickly. Plays out, not quite. The pass is not where it needed to be.
That is obviously one of the disadvantages of a short corner. If it breaks down, all of the opposition team are at the halfway line ready to counter, so counter cover there is very important. You'll often see people bring players down and take a card outside the 25 just to stop that counter.
Good win here from Charlie Taylor, who's made possession. Or down the right-hand side, play the ball into the circle, not quite found an EG stick, and Brooklands do come away with it. Just skill there. Oh, he's hit it into his own player. That is unfortunate. Simon Faulkner now just takes a little bit more control of the ball, and EG set themselves up again as we see Brooklands drop back. So they haven't changed their press here, Josh. They've decided to stick with their gun.
It's very interesting to see. A lot of teams don't tend to change their press. They wait until the quarter so that they can draw it up on the board and have everybody on the same page. It's always nice to see a team changing the press midway through a quarter, because then how does the other team respond to that change?
Exactly. Asking a question, as we said, at this level, it is all about those minuscule percentages. So could that have been something that helps Brooklands here? Good 1-2 play from Mike Wood and Ollie Lander. Mike Wood plays the ball across the circle, and it's just outside, and it is an EG ball. Oh, and the umpire's decided that hasn't gone far.
I have to say, one of the rules that I am very glad has changed a couple of years ago was definitely the long corner rule. Once an aerial comes over the top.
I'm surprised you were born by when that was changed, Josh.
Not quite sure how to respond to that one, Tom.
Oh, what a great finish by Luke Mobley there. Brilliant finish, high into the roof of the net. Again, just like the first goal, making it very difficult.
Great finish from such a tight angle. You know, when you're in those tight angles, you almost find yourself having to go high because the keeper will just cover the whole of the floor of the goal with those big pads.
Also, you're going high, you do run the risk of putting it over the bar, but that was a perfectly executed chip there. EG faithful in full force after that goal. They are starting to enjoy their day as 3 goals come in the second quarter for East Grinstead. Exactly what the fans, and I'm sure you guys watching at home, were asking for. It's nice to see some people in the chat today. So big shout out to Yeti Zulu, who's a regular watcher of the EG YouTube channel. So big shout out to our followers. Thank you for watching.
Good breakdown from Charlie there, just looking to get his body on the line. I'm not sure whether that was stick or shin pad, but whatever it was, it slowed Brooklands down.
Great pick there from Finn Boothroyd on his own baseline. And Brooklands have a long quarter here with just over 2 minutes to go in this first half. EG will definitely be the happier of the two teams. Well picked up by Ben Mackey in the middle of his own circle. A misplaced pass from Dan Faulkner, but he works hard to try and get it back. And another pick up from Manny Cliff. And that is somehow managed to stay on the field of play, just in front of this dugout in front of us here. I saw through a quick gap that Matt's managed to stay on the field. So Josh, what are your thoughts for the coming to this half coming to an end? How do you feel the half's gone for both teams?
No, it's been a very good half for EG breaking through. They've scored 3 goals this half. Variety of goals. They've scored from the corner. They've scored from open play. It's good to see they're looking very comfortable on the ball going forward. And for Brooklands, it's how do you respond to this here? Do you go out and full press and then risk being torn apart, or do you stick to the same game plan, sit at the half court and look to spring on the counter, which so far hasn't worked out very well for them?
Now, the beginning of, I believe it was last season, in fact, one of the very few games that I've been lucky enough to play in, that we were in this position, 3-0 up at home to Brooklands, and we ended up drawing 3-3. So we know Brooklands have got it in their bag, and they just have to find an extra spark in this second half.
As you know, hockey, very, very fast-paced game, can change in a matter of minutes. You could be 4-0 up, and all of a sudden you're at 4-4 again, and you've lost all of your momentum, and then everybody on the team starts to get a bit panicked, and that's one thing you want to make sure you don't get into.
Absolutely, Joshua. You want to keep your composure here. You want to keep playing forward, being positive with possession. What a fantastic finish from Charlie Taylor. First half for the boys, and they will be very, very happy with that. A big few shout outs to a few people today. So we have the parents of Richard Curtis who are here today. Massive shout out to them, and a massive shout out to Malcolm's parents, Malcolm Curley's parents as well. So with that brings the half, and that will give us all the time to take a little bit of a relaxed pill then, especially that entertaining second quarter. So we will take a break and we will join you back for the second half shortly.
Daisy found a new gear this year, and she's showing the academic results to prove it. We know the quiet hours she's put in.
Tom is thriving. He's really settled into his new boarding house, made great friends. I mean, he talks too much, but I imagine that comes as a little surprise to you.
Her hockey is impressive, and the county call-up was completely deserved. She made us all very proud that day.
His success with the debating team has definitely boosted his confidence in the classroom as well.
But the most obvious
And
thing
the most important thing
is that she's very happy at Worth.
is that he is very happy at Worth.
We're starting with an EG ball to start the second half. Both teams will be looking to cement their way back into this game.
So as we welcome you back here for the second half, the rain has intensified, which makes the viewing a little bit more tricky. But as you can probably hear, the faithful are still out in full force. Come rain, come shine, they will be here supporting the lads. EG very high up the pitch here early on. Dan Faulkner progressing in just outside the 25. It's a really good ball. That's a fantastic deflection and a good save to match as well. But Mackie picks up the ball on the left-hand side of the circle. Plays the ball across, doesn't find an EG player. Oh, Sam Haffey, that is an outrageous pick. He had no right to be doing that in there. And he wins the foul. Fair play. Ben Mackey plays in. It's just a little bit of a wayward shot from Charlie Taylor. So, Josh, in this second half, how do you feel that the Brooklands are going to come out after being 4-0?
Games. It's all about mentality here. Are Brooklands going to come out with a fire in their belly saying we want to win and compete at this level still? Or are they going to carry on playing as they are, which worked well in the first quarter, but the second quarter didn't work out very well for them?
I agree. It will be interesting to see here. As Charlie Taylor makes himself into the right-hand side, that's a really good pick. That's an unfortunate foul to give away in that position. And good defending there from Brooklands. But you're right, Josh. It's the game depends now on how Brooklands are going to come out in the second half. Are they going to roll over? Or are they going to try and do themselves a little bit of justice here and get a few goals back early on and make a real game of it?
For the Brooklands team that I know, they are definitely going to come and make a game out of this. Whether it's going to be scrappy or they're going to, start picking up the ball, they will get themselves back into this game any way that they can.
And that has been the last few seasons. Brooklands have managed to stay in this league by just being really physical and really their fitness is a top level, I must say. Lovely first time pass down the line from Sam Hathey. Gives it to Tom Croton, whose hands are fantastic, I must say. He's watching him sometimes, it's like poetry in motion.
See Brooklands here are trying to break on the counter again, but EG are already in position, ready to break them down and slow them down.
That is good prep from EG. They know what's coming, and they have set up well here, and they have countered that Brooklands pressure really well. But as you see, Brooklands are very deep here. They're almost camped on the edge of their own circle. It's not promising sign. And again, very easy pick up from Simon Faulkner, who does manage to somehow get the ball back to Dan Faulkner. Great hands there from Ben Mackey in the middle to draw the foul. He had poor number 4 was turned inside out then. Been forward into the middle. That's a fantastic. I'm not sure they're keeping too much about that, but it is an incredible save nonetheless to be diving across the goal to make that save. Great pick up by Sam Haffey. And again, EG really starting to go. I mean, I think it was you, Josh, in the first half that mentioned about how EG have really started to build into this game.
Yeah, definitely. As you can see, they're full confidence now and exploit everything. And one of the biggest points in training has been using the aerial to exploit that space over the top. It's very hard these days to break through a press when there's 11 men stood in front of you. But if you can do a little aerial over the top to man in space, you can really start to exploit that and put pressure on the opposing team.
They've managed to find some space down this left-hand side. Brooklands managed to play a ball across, but Dan Faulkner has made a really good stop there. The umpires believe it was stick. There was a suspicion of a foot in there, but as we can see, it is play on and we are flowing. So, Josh, a bit of a different question here, but how many coaching whiteboards do you think Dave Beckett has gone through this season?
That's a great question there. I mean, I've only really been with the team the past month, 2 months, so I couldn't tell you. I've seen a couple being thrown on the floor, but again, that's the passion that we have here at EG, and that's from top down, from Dave Beckett, our beloved coach.
I can definitely tell you it's quite a few. I think. So it'd be interesting to see an exact number. Brooklands not happy with that decision. They don't think that the player was 5. As Charlie Taylor drives into the 25, chooses not to pass to his supporting player, but does find a foot and does pick up a corner. Brilliant play there from EG.
It's great to see EG now exploiting that confidence, and you see there was a great 2-on-2 opportunity there, and it's good to come away with something, at least a corner. Always want a goal, but if you can get a corner, that's just as good.
Absolutely, and as I'm not sure if you saw in the cameras in front of you, but Rory Britton, the men's first team manager, absolutely loving that short corner, giving us a fist bump up here in the commentary position. EG setting up here now. I believe this is the 3rd or maybe 4th corner of the game. So it'll be interesting to see if they're still going to do their straight strike. It was very successful for the last time round. Brooklands taking a while to get back behind the line. Ejected out. It's Charlie Taylor from the top again. That's a very, very good first runner. Good blocking there. All stick. Warner managed to find Johnny Fleck on the right hand side. He's got a little bit of space and time to pick a pass, but unfortunately it doesn't quite come off. And Brooklands break down this left hand side again. Now Ollie Lander chasing, he's not going to give that up easily. He's made it the full length of the pitch here. He's done a fantastic job, and Sam Hastley makes a good tackle to give Brooklands a long corner. Ball played across the circle into Richard Curtis, who managed to somehow chest it down, but it makes Brooklands make a good tackle to put it on the foot of Lewis Prosser. Give Brooklands another short corner. They haven't been very successful in the corners previously, but they will, hopefully this time, be asking for a little bit more consistency. So Josh, what do you think they may do in this short corner? They've had a couple of goes at a straight strike. They've had a couple of goes at a routine. If it was you standing at the top of the circle here now, what would you do?
I think I'd have to back my flicker at this point. I'd say whatever you do, get it on target and get everyone in on those rebounds. It's easier for a keeper to make the first save, but once the keeper's on the floor or already made the first save, then those second chance balls is really where that Brooklands could exploit in this overload situation.
Checked out, does go to Castle 2. He's gone for the straight strike again, and Richard Curtis makes a good save low on the ground, and they pick up a foul. Another good defensive cycle there from East Grinstead. We're just inside 10 minutes to go in this third quarter. They made away. That's a last-ditch tackle from Dan Faulkner, who's managed to get that ball away. And Richard Curtis makes a save off the baseline. And one thing I will say about this game, Josh, is that the basics of today's game, whether it's the weather, whether it's the intensity, it has felt a very scrappy game to me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, as you can see here, it must be 10 50-50 chances all in the middle of the park, which has gone either way. There's been a number of turnovers there. I don't even think there's been 5 turnovers. I think it's been more than that.
It does feel a little bit ping-pongy, especially in the middle of the pitch, which obviously naturally Brooklands are going to crowd on their defensive cycle. And You just need to use the width a little bit more. That's a very, very brave diving effort there. I do think the Brooklands players has taken a knock to the head there.
Definitely.
Stop in play at the moment. And that's very brave from the Brooklands player there.
It's nice to see the Brooklands player here getting up and able to walk. Sometimes head injuries can be quite scary in hockey games, as you may know. The balls are very, very hard and can be hit at quite a pace.
Now I'm looking at the screens here. We do have a large amount of viewers watching this today. Let's get this stream. Let's help the YouTube algorithm, and let's get this stream to 20 likes at the very least. If you're watching now, whack the streamer, give the stream a like, and if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, and we are here every home game, both men and women, so please give us a subscribe if you want to see more EG action. Again, just going back to that scrappiness that me and Josh were saying, it just feels, I mean, to me personally, it doesn't feel like any game. Each team's not had a real possession of the ball, especially in this last 5 or so minutes. It has got a little bit scrappy. EG do use possession well, and Brooklands don't probably keep the ball as well as they could. Do you think that's affected the scoreline of today, Josh?
Definitely. I think a number of EG's goals, 2 of them from my memory, have come from counters. That's losing the ball usually in the pocket of midfield and actually being able to spring. Not so many of the goals have come from a build-up of play.
No, I can completely agree there, and that's where the space is coming. That's where you need to make sure that you use the space as much as possible on those counter-attacks to give yourself a good opportunity to make positive outcomes in the circle.
Looks like a green card here for Luke Mobley for a challenge on the reverse. It looked like he got the ball to me from here, but I mean, it was on the other side of the pitch, so I couldn't really tell. I'm sure the umpire's got that correct.
Now, for me, Josh, I've got to be honest, as a player especially, I'm sure there's people watching that agree with me in the fact that it's about the flow of the game now. You set a precedent now. If you're going to start handing out cards for tackles like that in a non-area of the pitch, then unfortunately, the game's only going to go one way. I feel as a player that the umpires need to give the cards where necessary, but also refrain from setting that precedent for the rest of the game.
Again, this is defenders, attackers mentality. As a defender, I would make that same tackle and it'd probably be a yellow and maybe even a short corner if it was in the 25. But, as a forward, it's acceptable, isn't it? You're expecting not to get a card because it's in a non-threatening part of the pitch.
Yeah, but everyone knows forwards can't tackle, Josh. Everyone knows that.
There's always a reason for being a forward, isn't there?
And my tackling is definitely the reason I'm a forward, that's for sure. EG faithful still out in full voice. Again, no matter, the rain is starting to really come down here, but they are still out there banging the drum. So big shout out to those lads. Thanks again for supporting the boys. So it may say 2 minutes left to go in this in this quarter on your screens, but there has been a slight stoppage for a head injury. So there is just under 4 minutes to go now in this third quarter. And the ball has gone off the baseline.
loose aerial come through, and now Flecky's driving down the right-hand side, counter-attack opportunity almost, it feels like.
Pass it over to Finn, who's on the right-hand side of the D. Plays it across again, and those first-time deflections. That's something EG have had lots of success from today. Are those balls across and getting those first-time efforts on goal.
It's great to see the boys feeling nice and confident getting in on those balls. You know, there's a real trust across the team at the moment that you can get in there on the back post and even dive in head first. It's great to see that they're actually coming off of that.
Absolutely. I feel that shows that we've been trusting each other through the training sessions, and that we are getting on and we are hitting the ball flat across those areas, because I know, especially as a forward, sometimes if someone winds up on the backhand and you're on the back post, it does take a level of bravery to keep your nose on the floor.
Well, sometimes when someone's on the backhand, you're actually going to stand in the goal because you think that's the safest place. Obviously, that depends who's hitting the backhand at you.
If it was you, Josh, I'd be in the goal.
That's very brave of you, Tom. I wouldn't trust myself that much.
Another aerial into a dangerous area. Going back to what me and Josh were saying in the first quarter, it's another area of open to the umpire's interpretation. Is that safe? Is that into a space? Or is that into players? But it comes away for an EG ball, and Ben Mackey just playing around, holding in front of the press. An overtouch there by Ali Clift, but unfortunately gives the foul away.
I have to say, from EG today, the one-on-one defence has been very, very good. You know, there's not many Brooklands players are able to carry past an EG player.
That makes it, that shuts down a lot of the game. Breaking through the lines by beating people with a piece of skill is a big thing about beating a press. And if teams are very good on their one-on-one defence and make it difficult, it just adds that level of difficulty to break down the teams.
See here, EG really cutting across the pitch, threatening Brooklands D.
That's a great flick onto the foot by Luke Mobley there. Congratulations, that was a really, really nice short corner win. Let's see what EG are going to go for this time. And we're coming right to the end of this third quarter here. So there is under 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes has been paused on the clock. Surely, you would say, if EG go 5-0 up here, then that's game, set and match.
You definitely think so. It's very difficult for a team that hasn't had much joy in the D to get back into a game when you're a few goals behind, especially as the last quarter comes on and you're just not able to break through.
So if you're watching and you're not subscribed yet, if this goes in, you must click the bell button. It has to be a subscribe-worthy goal. And if it doesn't, you've got to do it anyway, because we're going to be here every week. Out to the second castle. They've gone for a Ben Mackey flick. Oh, and Finn Boothroyd puts the ball into the roof of the net. Now, if that's not worth a like, I don't know what is. So we are...
Roof of the net is the perfect position to put that ball.
And that leads us to quarter time. So that is the third quarter done and dusted here at St Hill. And the scoreboard is very much in EG's favour. I've got to be honest, I don't think Brooklands have played that badly, Josh, to be honest with you. I just feel that they haven't had the meaningful chances like they did in the first.
Yeah, so far in this game, it doesn't seem like Brooklands have the confidence to send players forward, which you can see from the EG boys. They're giving and going. They're flooding people into the D, and they're being very aggressive and trusting that if they lose the ball, there's people behind who can sweep it up for them, whereas Brooklands seem to just go in ones and twos against 4 or 5 EG players. If the numbers are not in your favour, what are you able to do there?
Yeah, absolutely right. It is a very, very difficult position to be in. You're always chasing the game. You do need to like you said, confidence is a big thing in hockey, and momentum as well. The momentum flow that we spoke about earlier. When it's with you, you feel like you're going to score goals, and you feel like you're going to put numbers on that on that scoreboard. When it's against you, it can be really difficult at times to get yourself back into a positive mindset. So as we come out here, as they're going to come out for the final quarter of today's game, it is EG 5, Brooklands 0, and we'll be get going very shortly. As we start the fourth and final quarter here, it is EG 5, Brooklands 0, with 17 and a half minutes to go. Let's see what this final quarter is going to bring us.
Ooh, just a little bit of a loose pass there. If that had come off, Finn Boothroyd would have had lots of space in the D to take his shot there.
Another aerial. Mike Wood underneath it, and there's the aerial rule again. Now, I think from there, Mike Wood is fully underneath the ball here, and the Brooklands player has encroached on the 5. So that's where the rule does become a little bit more simple.
Just as part of that area rule, you do have to be given the chance to collect the ball. So if you take a little bit of a missed touch, that's where a lot of the confusion comes in.
Good skill there. Oh, it's a bit of a slip there by Luke in the middle, but Johnny Fleck is really quick on his heels to gather the ball up. Unfortunate skill there, which allows Brooklyn to play out. And time has been stopped here for a bit of a different... And Simon Faulkner has been given a green card for that challenge in the middle of the... What did you make of that, Josh?
It looked like two players came together from here. You know, it's one of them where both players are fighting for the ball. There's an elbow from each side. Oh, there's 2 green cards, 1 for each player here.
Both players been sent for a 2-minute sit-down. I wonder if some... does that mean there's now 2 players from Brooklands being carded? So Brooklands are down to 9 players as it stands at the moment, which is not an ideal.
No, definitely not ideal. There was an aerial there that looked like it went straight in the D to me. It didn't make it out. But plays on. It's very difficult when you're 5-0 down and then having to come back with less players on the pitch. But as we know, oddly enough, some teams play better with less players because they feel the pressure and they feel that they actually need to perform then.
So as you see, Brooklands look very, very outnumbered here on this side of the pitch, and throwing it through an EG player is not going to help their cause. That's a good reach round tackle there from number 6.
It's a great steal, very risky though. If you're not taking the ball there, you will sit down on the bench.
Definitely, especially reaching around with a hand on the back. Good start, good hustle there from EG. Well done for regaining the ball. Ollie Lander manages to break it away. It's a good touch by Finn Boothroyd onto the foot of the Brooklands player. Ali Cliff drifting into the middle of the field here. Manages to find Ollie Lander, who unfortunately does lose possession of the ball in the middle of the field. Aerial over the top. which, again, that's the one that's a little bit more unclear to me there, Josh.
I think for me, the Brooklands player was in the space before the aerial was thrown. Whether there was space there or not is another question, because the EG player was not far away. It's always very difficult, as you know, with the area rule. It's on the responsibility of the person chucking that ball to chuck it into space, or to a player into space. If you are throwing that ball where there's two people together, then you're likely to lose possession of the ball.
Good step by Sam Hattie there to intercept a ball that was going deep into the EG circle.
Some good pressure here, 2-on-1, looking to exploit the fact that there's more players win the ball.
They've made it into the circle. That's a big pick by Mike Wood there, deep in his own circle. Finn Boothroyd shows a great level of skill to get away from the Brooklands player. He's driving forwards, and surely he was impeded there, and he has, and he's been given a yellow. So that's now 4 cards, in this final quarter.
You know, a yellow card can really kill the momentum. That's 5 minutes at 10 players. A green card's bad enough, having 2 minutes off, but 5 minutes can really kill your game.
Josh, tell me, have you got any cards in your time, Josh?
It's a bit of a sore subject, that is. You know,
did you by any chance get a card on your Premiership debut, Josh?
Look, it wouldn't be a debut without a card. If you watch the video back, you can quite clearly see that he ran into me, but we won't go there.
And how long were you on the pitch for, Josh, before this card came about?
I'd give it a strong 30 seconds at best. I do have to say, though, Dave Beckett was a big fan of my challenge.
Well, as long as the coach loves it, Josh, we're all good there, eh, mate? We're all good.
I think the worst thing about that situation was when I got put back on the pitch, I got a lot of chat from the team and the management saying I'm actually going to stay on the pitch this time, which, you know, that's a real big confidence booster for your Prem debut.
Well, congratulations for that, Josh. It is a momentous thing to be able to play Premiership hockey, so congratulations to you, my friend. Now, as Brooklands break away here, we turn our attention back to the game where the EG faithful are in full voice here, enjoying the passing hockey that EG are playing. There's a long corner out here for EG. With just over 10 minutes to go in this game. EG just need to see this out here, really. They don't need to go chasing the game. They've got the goals that they need. They've got the 3 points secured here. It's now just about that final performance of finishing off the game strong.
Looked like a risky challenge there, but luckily he got the ball.
An unfortunate swing and miss there from Rostock.
You know, at this point in the season, Brooklands are already down. A win here for EG cements them for saving relegation. Now, what do the team do? They look hungry for more goals.
I think going on beyond today, Josh. I think that this will really help EG with their mindset going into those last couple of games, knowing that the pressure is off and that they can play the hockey that they know that they enjoy.
It's always best when you've got no pressure on you. You know, you can go and have fun. And when you're having fun as a team playing hockey, that is when I find that I'm playing the best hockey. You know, everyone's just having fun. No one's getting on it with each other. There's no pressure. There's no worries about winning or losing. You just go and enjoy yourself.
I completely agree, Josh. I completely agree with that. The best times that I've had as a player is when we're all enjoying it and we're having a great time. So hopefully the boys can do that in the last couple of games and see the season out right. Unfortunate, another chance there, squirming out in front of the keeper for Charlie Taylor, but unable to turn it into the Brooklands net.
See, unfortunately, those are the ones you always kick yourself for after the game. You think, well, that's an easy little steal, but sometimes, you just can't quite pull it in.
There's an EG sideline ball. We're inside the last 10 minutes now. of this game. It's been an energetic game from start to finish here. It always is when Brooklands are involved in whatever game they play in. So it's a pleasure to have them down here today. Thanks to all the people that are getting involved in the chat today. It's really nice to see the chat flowing and to get going. But as with EG scrum across another ball across the D there, yes, as I said, thanks for getting involved in the chat today. It's really, really good to see many of you getting involved. Thank you.
Was that a rare shot from Mike Wood there?
Josh, I wouldn't go that far. Mike Wood doesn't shoot. He may have passed the ball at goal, but I'm not sure he shot.
Terminology is definitely key there.
Shout out to Mike Wood for being a top bloke. Thank you, Woody. That's really good pressure again from EG. As you can see, he's got 3 or 4 players around the ball. It's very unfortunate to give away a foul there. Simon Faulkner mopping up at the back. Oh, he just makes a bit of a mistrap. It brings him one-on-one with the keeper. Richard Curtis makes it an easy save. That was a questionable decision there, I've got to be honest.
Tried to lob one-on-one with the keeper. Why are you not just running at the keeper and taking it one way or the other?
Also Richard Curtis is, in no other words, massive. So to try and lob him, you've got to lob, a big man.
He's one of those people that you actually, when you stood next to, you have to look up at him to see him. He's
especially me and you, Josh, because
yeah.
our height is not exactly the most gifted part of us, is it?
Definitely. It's not nice. I would hate to be in a team photo with Rich Curtis stood next to me because it made me look even smaller than I already am.
Intensity in this game from Brooklands is starting to, you can see that it's been a tough afternoon for them at the office. EG have still got their bellies full of fire here and they're still defending. Their one-on-one defence is still top notch there. And there he is, the man mountain. That is Richard Curtis coming out and clearing the ball out to the sideline. Now, if you're interested in any other scores around the grounds today, we've just had news that Surbiton are 3-2 up against Oxted. Oxted obviously doing some bits in that game to be able to push a team like Surbiton that far. So it'd be interesting to see how that game finishes.
I have to say, it's very interesting league structure now, going into an almost European style of playoffs. That gives a chance for a team like Oxted, who after the first half of the season were in phase 2, were in the bottom half. It gives them a chance to actually go and put pressure on the top teams with a chance to, win and go through to Europe and play Euro hockey.
And what a story that would be for a team like Oxted, who have come up through the leagues in the recent years, and what story it would be for them if they were able to pull out a result like that. Some other scores from around the grounds today. That Hampstead are 0-0 at Holcombe, which is another big game. Holcombe have done very well in this year's league, in all the phases of the league this year, and a massive credit to them that they've really picked up their performances. And as we come into the last 5 minutes of this game here at St Hill, it has been much the same for this second half. The EG have gained control of this game, both on and off the ball, in my opinion, and they are looking to see this game out. And that was a fantastic pick there in the circle from a backhand that was halfway up your shin pad. You're doing a good job to stop the ball dead there. Just another shout out to do, or just as Charlie Taylor goes into the circle here. That's an unfortunate shot.
Only just wide. It was actually very close to sneaking in at that near post.
Sorry, I was going to shout out our very own Richard Lane. Thanks for watching today, Richard. It is really, really good to see you, and hopefully we'll see you out on the pitch on Tuesday. So how would you, as we come into the last, under 4 minutes to go now, sorry. Josh, how would you sum up the day for both teams here?
I think, it's been a very good game for East Grinstead. They've been nice and aggressive, which in the past weeks they have been lacking a little bit of in some games. It's good to see that they're trusting each other and moving forward. On the other hand, for Brooklands, I wouldn't say that they've played badly. I don't think that they've threatened forward very much and had the confidence to send players forward, and that's been their challenge here today. While East Grinstead have been very, very good in their one-to-one defence, which obviously makes that very difficult. If you can't beat a player and create some space, then what are you able to do as a player?
No, I completely agree with you there, Josh. I think the Brooklands have played a very intense game today. They just haven't had the chances that they were able to make in the first quarter. I think EG they struggled to get into the game in the first quarter, but as they come out in the second, and those goals in quick succession, I think really cemented EG's position today, and it just shows the little bit of quality between the sides.
It's really difficult when you're behind, especially if your game plan, which Brooklands look like today, was to sit at the half and spring. If you're going behind there, that just gives the other team all the time in the world to play the ball around. They don't need to send the ball at you. Whereas, if Brooklands had converted on one of their earlier chances, it could have been a very different game today.
And an early goal, as you know, Josh, as a player, that an early goal does change the momentum of your side. It does change your outcomes. But that's a big shot here from the top of the circle, and he will not be happy not to get that on target from that position.
Had a lot of time there at the top of the circle. I mean, I know a lot of the players in this league tend to rush the shot because they think they're going to be pressed very quickly, and sometimes you do get a couple of extra seconds, and if you can take 1 or 2 seconds to look up and see where you shoot, that makes a big difference to your shot.
Definitely a bit of calm and composure in the circle there needed, and I think that was a bit of a story throughout the game for both teams, if I'm honest.
It's a very good carry out from Sam Haverley there.
Unfortunately, just one too many there, and Brooklands do pick it up. It'd be a real shame here if EG do concede, because they don't think they'll be very happy. They want to see this game out without conceding and have a clean sheet. I'm sure as we come into the final minute or so of play, it'll be very important here for EG to keep their concentration, to make sure they don't concede a late sloppy goal. And it goes through, and it's not 5 yards, which does give an automatic short corner. And I'm surprised there's not a card given there, because that was quite an intentional foul.
Well, England hockey have really been pushing lately not to have double penalties. You're giving away a corner, which is, as we know, a very good goal-scoring opportunity for whoever's attacking the corner. It can be a bit harsh to also send a player off for a couple of minutes.
Now, we are seconds away from finishing this game. We would like 5 more likes on the stream. So if you're watching and you haven't hit that subscribe button, you haven't hit that bell for notifications, and you haven't given us a like, now is the time to do so. So please smash that like button. Help us out with the YouTube algorithm here. It's not a forgiving thing, that's for sure. So as we go, we set up for Brooklands. This is their 6th corner of the game. No success so far. Out to Castle One. It is a flick. Richard Curtis makes a good save with that left kicker of his. And it's another reward. And that will be the final whistle. So this will be the final play. An infringement. So here we go. Brooklands set up for the last play at St Hill today. It does go to Castle 2. It is a hit, and it is wide of the target. You've got to argue there, the last play of the game, it's a little bit of a waste.
Well, it was wide and high. Even if that went in the goal, it would have been overturned because it was too high from a strike.
Well, that does bring us to the end of today's coverage here at St Hill between East Grinstead and Brooklands. It's been a very entertaining game. We have very much enjoyed being here commentating for you. Thank you, Josh, for joining with me. It's been a fantastic day, and we will see you next time.
Meraki began with the pursuit of revolutionary new technology. 100% cloud-managed IT.
Basically an entire network under a single pane of glass.
After more than a decade in business, Meraki continues to innovate, delivering the simplest, most powerful solutions around.
Helping our customers stay ahead of the curve as demands continue to grow.
This means that wireless is expertly designed and engineered, optimized for the real world.
Which means a better user experience, and it's easier to set up.
Meraki's best-in-class network security is updated automatically, giving you a powerful defense and peace of mind.
So no matter the vulnerability, we're always working to keep you covered.
And ambitious goals don't require cumbersome tools and a team of experts to achieve.
So you can finally get rid of all of these.
Now your networks can be configured in minutes, even for hundreds of sites around the world.
Wait, really?
Yes, really. Plus, you can manage your networks from anywhere.
Seriously, Dad?
I was just trying to finish something up.
Today, IT isn't just racks and cables in a server room. It's working with sales, marketing, and the C-suite to solve business problems. It's intelligent insights giving you an edge in decision-making. It's giving you time back to focus on the work that really matters. It's powerful technology for everyone. So get smart and work simple.